Have you ever heard of the phrase, thoughts becomes things, or your thoughts return to you like a boomerang? I want to make this hit home because this will relate to the concept of self-image, right? For the most people who are successful, who are in the position that we want to be in, whether that's financially, physically, mentally, or even in the other realms of their life, it all comes down to their self-image. Personally, through my own journey, I didn't get to where I am now because of all my negative thoughts. I didn't dwell in it. I had to switch my mindset around that and be a better person. Think about the person that I want to be and therefore changing the image of myself so that way I can take the necessary steps to go to where I want to be. That's why self-image is so important, because you need to look at yourself deep from within. Perhaps the reason that you're stuck where you are right now is because of your thoughts and behaviors, the way you view yourself. So if we were to have a moment to sit down and reflect, how do you currently think about yourself? Is it more towards the light side where it's all positive, it's all charismatic, forward thinking, enthusiastic, or are you more on the dark side where you think low of yourself, you're unworthy, you're overweight, you're unfit, you're too old, you're injury prone? There's a difference between light and dark, polarity, opposites of each other. And you want to think about you being on the more of the positive side, because that's going to essentially connect everything together and allow you to be able to move and take those steps forward towards where you want to be. Again, look at where you are right now. Are you happy with your current situation of your fitness, of your health, of your weight, of the way that you look? Look at yourself within the mirror and observe your thoughts as well. Like, when you look at yourself in the mirror, like, what do you feel? How do you see yourself? Do you look at yourself as someone who is outgoing, who is good looking, who can entertain anyone, who has all the confidence in the world? Or is it more on the other side? And you will see that this will have an effect on your life, because essentially your thoughts is like a mirror. Whatever project of your thoughts, the projection that you put out there, it will return to you like a boomerang. It's like you holding a mirror up to yourself. So look at your thoughts. And one of the great exercises that you can go about with observing your thoughts and actually taking notes, because we believe at Major Calisthenics is that what gets measured gets managed. So managing your thoughts is one of the great ways to really track what goes through your mind. So here's an exercise where in the next 2 days, you take a mental note, right? So you get a notebook, pen or a paper, and every negative thought you encounter, you write it down. And it's going to be quite hard, right? Because a lot of people, we're so conditioned and ingrained to having these negative thoughts about us not being enough. Money is hard to obtain. Fitness is really hard. I can't stay within my diet. I can't work out consistently. It's all these negative thoughts that you're telling yourself. So write it down and you observe, and you'll see the list stacks up very fast. I myself still am doing this, and the list stacks up, but it's good to be aware, because awareness is power. It will then give us the data to be able to reflect back on us and literally hold in the mirror in front of us and be like, oh my God, why am I having these thoughts? Does these thoughts serve me? So think and apply this exercise for the first 2 days. And then now that you know that your thoughts doesn't serve you, we're gonna do something a little bit different here. Put ourselves in a new self-image. And one of the best ways that really helped me was through a book called Psycho-Cybernetics, where it teaches us a lot about mindset and the self-image, right? Long story short, Dr. Maltz, the guy who wrote this book, he essentially is a plastic surgeon. And a lot of people would come to get plastic surgery, even if their face, their nose, their ears were good. They were deemed as good-looking people. And they were so low in confidence in themselves that they come in to get plastic surgery. However, after the plastic surgery was done, everything looks good, the results doesn't change for them. They still think of themselves as ugly. Whereas some people who would come into the clinic, get treated by Dr. Maltz, come out of it and see those physical transformation, and they'll view themselves as beautiful for the first time. So there's two types of people. The person who will look at themselves positively and act in a way that will correlate to the version of themselves that they want to be. Or the other version who would look at themselves negatively, stick in their own ways and doesn't make a change and gets into a deeper habit of just reminding themselves of why they're not worth it. Who do you think gets further in life? Right? So you've got to really take this into consideration, because is your thoughts serving you? Are you the person that you want to be? And what are the actions and behaviors that you're currently doing right now? So Dr. Maltz essentially gave us a new kind of idea to improve the way that we thought, our self-image, and how to really stick with that, which is essentially remember a time where you felt proud of yourself, you made a win. This could be essentially putting your shoes on and tying it, or picking up a mail from the letterbox, winning your first game, or I don't know, score your first football goal. Something that is personal to you. So I thought for me was getting on an airplane for the first time. Wow, what a win that was. I was so excited to just fly to a different country. That was a win for me. And how did that feel? Oh, it feels great. And then we just enrich in this feeling of abundance, of excitement, and of greatness. And that's going to allow us to really go into this positive thinking world a lot more easier. So first, get yourself into a state. You can't just always think, oh, I've got to think positive. It's quite hard, right? So that's why you attach this exercise to a good feeling, improving your state by associating it with a win that you had in the past. You know, whether that's losing the weight, got your first partner, I don't know, use your imagination, and then we can then expand on that. We will just sit in quietness, close your eyes, visualizing yourself and seeing yourself becoming this person that you want to be in. And one good exercise is picture your ideal peaceful place. For many people, it could be by the ocean. Some could be in the sky, in the mountains. For me, right, I have a thing for lotus, like a lake, right? Serene lake, maybe somewhere in China, I don't know. Maybe I've seen this on Google somewhere. And they'll have lotus everywhere, and there's dragonflies flying around. You can hear the birds chirping in the background. It just sounds great. And that's where I'll feel this calm and inner peace. And you're gonna go to this door. There's gonna be a door in front of you at this serene place. You're gonna open that door, right? And you're gonna walk in, and you're gonna see your ideal self. And you're gonna speak nice to that ideal self, because your ideal self is the person that you've ever wanted to be, who possesses all the abilities of God, right? The kingdom of heaven is within. He possesses that power. If you're religious or not, possesses that power, and he has the abilities to be able to manifest that into real life. Speak to him. Ask him for some advice. He has the knowledge. Remember, there's a quote in the Bible that says the kingdom of heaven is within. It is within. The answer is all within you. Speak to them. What would you do? How could you go about it differently? What are some of these thoughts and actions? What are some of the next steps? And it will flow in front of you. And you come out of this exercise, come out of that door, and you just picture yourself having this ideal life, this ideal personality, this ideal confidence, this ideal physique, this ideal consistency. Embody it, appreciate it, and then you just go about with your day. So yeah, try to observe that. Do that on a regular basis, and I'm sure it will serve you. It served me, certainly, growing up as someone who was super skinny, to now being able to help everyone from all over the world achieve their dream physique and actually becoming that best version of themselves. Do this exercise on a daily basis, and once you do come out of this exercise, start thinking and living and embodying like that version 2.0 of yourself, that best version of yourself. How would he behave? What would he be thinking? What would be his feelings? And what are some of his actions, right? So thoughts, feelings, and actions. So if you're someone who is coming from an overweight background, what would his thoughts be? And you want to think of yourself like a healthy person. You got to put yourself, detach yourself from where you are now, which is this current present reality, to actually where you want to be. And what are some of his thoughts, actions, and feelings? Would he be training more often? Would he feel good about himself? Would he have the self-assurance that he has the six-pack abs, he has the functionality, he can move freely without pain, he can train and go out there and play with his kids? What would be some of his thoughts? I have full of energy. I'm in abundance. I'm in the present gratitude. Calisthenics is so easy for me. This would be his thoughts, and his feelings would be, I'm energetic. I'm grateful. I'm disciplined. Right? I'm feeling disciplined. It's embodied within me. Charismatic, confidence. That would be his feelings. And what would be some of his actions? I take the necessary steps, what is deemed necessary. So that could be perhaps doing the things that he would do and that he knows that would help him. Potentially getting a coach, getting that outside perspective. Because if you are in this position where you are right now, trying to figure things out on your own, working in a one-man army and just getting overwhelmed and flustered, maybe the best bet is to get the outside help. Remove yourself from trying to control everything. Sometimes you just need the outside perspective, because the reason that you get to where you are now is potentially because you've been trying to do it on your own. So perhaps getting that outside perspective, where it could be changing and working out elsewhere. Right? Picture yourself where you are now. Would he invest in himself? Invest into his new equipment, training ground, home gym, mentorship. Right? Detach yourself from where you are now, because of course there are two people in life: those who overcome the situation, i.e. their lack of where they are right now, or the ones who let the situation overcome them and then becomes a victim and just fall into this endless cycle of stopping and starting and never really getting anywhere after all these years. Who gets further in life? Is it the person who invests in themselves to enhance their knowledge, to learn the structure, to become more knowledgeable and actually have the understanding of what it takes to progress? Does he invest in himself? Or does he stay the same in the comfort zone, wishing and hoping that one day it will stick? Think of yourself as that best version of yourself. Apply this and then you will become him. Okay? Whether you're a guy or a lady, I genuinely wish what's best for you. And if you feel like you truly deserve the success in the world, whether that's financially, physically, then you do. Just has to come within your heart, and you just got to have genuine belief that you can. Okay? Big love for watching. If you enjoy what you see, give us a thumbs up and subscribe so that way you can come back for more videos like this. And if you'd like to take that step, put yourself in an uncomfortable position where you actually have to take action, you burn the bridges because you're tired of just trying to figure things out on your own, head over to a link down below in the description to learn more about online coaching. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next video.